I think you guys know by now that I'm a huge fan of the Ball family. LeVar Ball, the father of LiAngelo, LaMelo, and Lonzo Ball. Just a great supporter, huge fan. Just a great black father raising his children, and I just commend him for that. I have 3 boys myself, so ever since I found out about him, I've been a huge fan, and I just marvel over what he's done, how he's done it, and the genius of how he's doing it. You may not agree with his tactics. You may say he's outlandish with his comments, which I agree, but you can't deny that his children, as far as what I'm looking at right now, in terms of their behavior, their conduct, he did a great job raising his boys. Okay, great job raising his boys. So I want to talk about the importance, because this is very, very, very crucial. And I always talk about not depending on the dominant white society's resources. And so LeVar Ball is building wealth. He's building generational wealth for his kids and his family. He's building a legacy. He's building a brand. That's Big Baller Brand. And like I said, this man is a genius. He is a genius, and I can just sit back and take notes. That's all I'm doing right now. I'm studying him. I am studying LeVar Ball and how he's doing it. And I definitely want to talk about this family. This is very crucial. So before I get farther into that, family, if you're new to the channel, subscribing to me for the first time or watch me for the first time, once again, my name is Chauncey, aka the Black Separatist. On this channel, I talk about counter racism. I also talk about issues that affect black people collectively as a group. And I offer my suggestions on how to replace this broken system of injustice, this broken system of racism, which is white supremacy, with a system of justice. So if you are new and you agree to that ideology, please subscribe to this channel. If you don't agree, subscribe anyway, because I need 2 things to happen: my view counts and my subscribers to go up, so my message can be widespread about replacing this broken system of injustice with the system of justice. So if you want to hate, watch, and troll, be my guest, because at the end of the day, family, those kind of people are just view counts and statistics. I wanted to talk about LeVar Ball and how he's setting generational wealth for his family, for his kids. And this interview with his son, who is going to be drafted in the NBA, he's going to be a top 2 draft pick, depending on the team who picks him. My Lakers better pick him. All right. If another team, comes up that doesn't need a point guard, they better do something to get Lonzo Ball. Straight up, they better do something. So he did an interview. Lonzo Ball did an interview with Chris Broussard a couple days back, and Chris Broussard also interviewed LeVar Ball, Lonzo's dad. Great interview. It was a very in-depth interview. I love that interview, man. I watched it like 2-3 times, man. I'm just fascinated with LeVar. I am. He empowers me to be a great father. He really does. But in the interview with Lonzo Ball, Chris Broussard asked him a question about, will he sign with one of these big shoe companies like Nike, Adidas, UA, Under Armour, etc. And Lonzo said he's going to sign with Big Baller Brand. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, that's actually pretty groundbreaking, because as far as to my knowledge, no NBA, superstar or NBA draft pick rather has come into the draft with their own independent shoe and apparel company. This will be the first. Now, I'm aware of Patrick Ewing, and I just looked up this information. Patrick Ewing, he still has a shoe company, an apparel company called Ewing Athletics. And he was signed to Adidas at first. that fell through, and then he went with his own shoe and apparel company, and he partnered with his agent at the time, and then that kind of fell through the cracks, and then it reemerged like 2012. They Ewing, his agent, they did a co-branding deal with another foot and apparel company, excuse me, and the Ewing shoe company launched again, you know. So as far as that, and I've seen people doing memes about Master P shoes, because Master P, you know, he did everything independent as well. So he had his own shoes back in the day. There was some, if you haven't seen those, just Google Master P shoes. Those were some ugly ass shoes. They look like a cross between some clown shoes, orthopedic shoes, and bowling shoes, literally. But yeah, family, that was something else. But yeah, going back to Lonzo Ball and LeVar Ball and the Ball family. Triple B's, okay? Let me go to my monitor. Triple B's, all right, is that's the wrong, there you go, wrong browser. Yeah, Triple B's Big Baller brand is something that LeVar Ball came up with. Like, he had this all planned out, is what he said in his interviews. He had this all planned out. He wanted to create wealth for his children. And he wanted to not depend on none of these sneaker companies' resources, none of these sneaker companies for marketing and apparel. He wanted to do it his way independently. And I agree with him 1,000,000%. I'm with him on this 1,000,000%. You can say what you want about the t-shirts being $100, $60, whatever. You know, these are some dope ass shirts. Okay, these are dope. Forget the prices just for a second. These are some really dope shirts. The hats are dope as well. You know, and family, this is some really genius stuff what he's doing with his family. You know what I'm saying? Really genius stuff. And so he's gonna have his kids, his sons, come out the gate in the draft with their own shoe and apparel company. That has not been done before. You've seen LeBron James come out the gate signing a $90 million contract with Nike. All of these highly touted, NBA players coming out of college, they're signing with Nike and Adidas, et cetera, depending on their resources for everything. LeVar Ball broke the mold and said, no, I'm not going to depend on their resources. I'm going to create my own brand with my kids being the featured athletes on my brand, and branch out to anybody else who wants to join the Triple B, apparel company. So I just have to give LeVar Ball just huge props on this. In terms of me, in terms of what I do, people who subscribe to my channel for any significant amount of time, you guys know that my background is information technology. I am my day job, my career, I'm a solutions architect. So I understand technology. I understand how it works behind the scenes, et cetera, I understand that. And so I've always preached about us black folks not depending on the Googles of the world, the YouTubes of the world, the T-Mobiles, the Sprints, all of these technology companies that we depend on to maintain our intellectual property, to maintain our data, voice, et cetera. I say we need to stop depending on their resources and build our own companies like a Google, like a Verizon, like a T-Mobile, like a Sprint, etc. Right? In order for you to do that, you got to put in that work. It's not an overnight thing. It's the same thing with Big Baller Brand. It's not an overnight thing. This is something that he built from the ground up. It took some time. And he said in an interview, if I have to wait 20 years for my investment to, get back to me, Most people will not wait that long. They'll be right out the door. As soon as they find out I got to wait 20 years for my investment. And he said, well, just this fast. My son is graduating, or actually not graduating, but he spent 1 year in UCLA and is going to the NBA draft. 19 years old. Just like that. So that's the point that he was trying to make. Like, those 20 years can be around, can come up just that fast. Right? So that's the point he was trying to make. And I agree with him wholeheartedly. That's great stuff. Great stuff. You know, I just have to give, like I said, LeVar Ball and the Ball family just much props. Much props. Okay? Because, you know, in my field as a solutions architect, you know, people like myself, you know, melanated people, whatever you want to call, you know, we're classified as black, African American, whatever the case may be. There's not enough people in my position who have, you know, my kind of knowledge and background. It's just not. We're just unicorns out there. You know, we don't have enough solutions architect. We don't have enough software developers, software engineers, coders, testers, you know, DBAs, you know, site reliability engineers, SREs, network engineers, network administrators, system engineers, system administrators, you know, et cetera, et cetera. We don't have enough. It's the percentage is extremely low. We know this. And so outside of just being your typical black people, just being known as athletes and entertainers, we need to have people, you know, our people more in technology. We just do. It's just a fact, because technology is the now and the future. What you're watching me on right now requires technology, right? That's how important it is. Very important, you know. The next wave, or the wave right now, actually, that's going to be apparent, is driverless, self-driving cars and electric vehicles, right? That's requires technology. And so black people have to know and understand how that works. In order for you to know and understand how that works, you can engineer it. You can reverse engineer it, and you can build it yourself. Create your own company, create your own brand. Brand building. That's what the Ball family is doing. That's what LeVar Ball is doing for his children. That is extremely important. That is crucial. That's why I give so much props to LeVar Ball and the Ball family. You know what I'm saying? I do. I give him so much props for that. You know? So, you know, the thing about it is, family, with me in terms of building a brand, building a legacy, and not depending on their resources. Understand what you're trying to build, right? Understand the impact on what you're building. That's what LeVar Ball is doing right now, right? Your brand, when you have children, technically that is your brand, because you're trying to mold and you're trying to build and you're trying to understand and instill certain things into your son or your daughter, right? They are a reflection of you. Your child is a reflection of you. So you have to build that character, build that and mold your child into the best version of you. Bits and pieces of you, and instill the best versions of you into your child, right? And, you know, technically that's another way of you can call building your brand, right? And then outside of that, you can do what LeVar Ball's doing, building generational wealth for your children by doing things like this, by creating big baller brand or whatever kind of things that you want to do. It may not be shoe and apparel. It may be, you know, some kind of, you know, books, whatever the case may be. My point is, building a legacy for your children is crucial, very, very crucial. Okay. And this is something I had to take notes from LeVar Ball. You know, that's why I always said that he's a genius of doing this. Like I said, regardless of if you disagree with his information or not, regardless if you think it's outlandish, whatever the case may be, I think the man is a genius. And so much so, I forgot to mention this also, so much so that Phil Knight, the co-founder of Nike family, this is the guy that's writing the checks for Michael Jordan. Okay? Phil Knight is worth, how much is Phil Knight worth? Let me just Google this guy real quick. I think he's like $20 billion. Let me see. Phil Knight net worth. He is worth $24 billion. Okay? So, Phil Knight, there's an interview right here that came out in USA Today that says, Phil Knight, co-founder of Nike, said the company will be interested in signing Lonzo Ball, the UCLA star, who is turning pro after completing his first season. Knight also said he has no qualms about Lonzo's father, LeVar, seeking $1 billion in exchange for a shoe and apparel deal for Lonzo and LeVar Ball's two younger brothers. If he can get it, Knight said, but apparently the Balls wouldn't be getting that $1 billion from Nike. It's a little steep, said Knight. And of Lonzo Ball, he added, he's an awfully great player. Yeah, we have interest. So, family, again, LeVar Ball, y'all can call him crazy, outlandish, whatever the case may be. What he is doing for his children is working. You got the co-founder of Nike publicly acknowledging Lonzo Ball. You know, Phil Knight doesn't publicly acknowledge a lot of NBA potential NBA bound players. He doesn't do that very often at all. And this is a big thing right here for somebody like Phil Knight, the co-founder of Nike, to do this, to go out and publicly endorse and say, yes, we have interest in Lonzo Ball. Okay. That's exactly what LeVar wants to see. And I'm pretty sure once they get in contact with LeVar Ball, he's talking about co-branding. If you don't want to co-brand, kick rocks, because he's trying to build that brand. And like I'm 100% agreeing, 1,000%, 1,000,000% agreeing with LeVar Ball, man. Just building that legacy and just doing something great for his children. Much props to that. So anyway, family, those are my thoughts on that. Just another step to create your own wealth and not depend on their resources. That's what I always talk about. Black folks need to know and understand how to create a parallel economy. The importance of owning and controlling your own. Building a black business, building another black Wall Street, building a black economy that's parallel to the dominant white society. That is the point. Not depending on their resources. And when they see that you're popping, they say, oh, well, we like you. Let's work together. Right? That's what it comes down to. Just like these rappers who always scream independent this, independent that, right? And when they get popular as an independent artist, these major record labels come by and try to get them to sign a 360 deal or whatever kind of deal. Well, they have to make money back. And for the most part, these independent artists stay independent. Just like Chance the Rapper, who finally for some reason, got recognized for an award for the Grammys, but at the same time was recognized as, I think he was recognized like as new rapper of the year or something like that when he's been out for like 4 or 5 years. I don't follow the Grammys, but I know he got an award about him being like a new rapper. So, but that is what it is, family. All right. So anyway, leave your comments down below, family, what you think about the story about LeVar Ball and him building his brand, Triple B's, Big Baller brand, and keeping everything in-house. Leave your comments down below, family. Till next time, Chauncey, aka the Black Separatist, signing out. Peace.